What is up, NPBF fans and coaches? Yeah, that's a familiar voice you hear. I am back this week for the Week 2 recap. It's your boy Jeff, back again with another one. I missed you guys. I missed doing this. This is so much fun. I'm so excited. I am now the coach of the Rage Fist Annihilates, which is objectively pretty okay team name. It's fine, I guess. But I'm also joined, as you know, by two amazing coaches. I'm joined by the head of the D-League, the GOAT himself, Nate. We brought Crispy Nate this week. Crispy Nate. He's a little rough around the edges, but he's here. He's here because he can't miss out on these things. He loves it too much. And we have our boy, coach of the Greenwich Guillotines, another one of the goats. I did. I really got close to it, and I almost dropped it. I almost slipped. No, I did not make a black joke. I'm better than that. Yeah, your voice is very fried. Your voice is all crispy. We're looking too far into it. I promise there was no intention. We got Alex. Alex is here. I would say number one. Rennie fell off. Got him. Oh, me number one. Let's be real. Okay, come on. We're not. That's true. Okay, good. Well, that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. I mean, there's a reason why when we had the One Piece names, you were my Roronoa to my Luffy. So it only makes sense. It adds up. We are here for week number 2, Gen 9. How's everyone feeling about the meta so far? They do be something, man. They do be something. They. The Ruin Legends, the Ruinous... What is the official term? What is the official term for the Ruin Legends? I'm getting some League of Legends crap. Okay, this isn't helping. The Treasures of Ruin. The Treasures of Ruin. That is it. Alright. So, we have 7 battles to go over this week, for week number 2. And I know that sounds a little off, but we have an explanation. One of our coaches, unfortunately, is dealing with some health issues at the moment that is having them step away for a bit. So their games, as of now, are on hold until they are able to return and come back to us feeling better. So, James, from all of your family here at the NPBF, we wish you a speedy recovery. We hope that you are able to beat whatever it is that is hitting you so hard, and we look forward to having you back, hopefully soon. But now that the somber stuff has been taken care of and has been addressed, we get into what you guys came here for, which is the action. And we are starting off with new coach to the main league in Max and his Atlanta Talon Flames, taking over the spot of Steven, who had to step away. Pretty much kept his team the same, if I remember correctly. I don't think he made any swaps, if I'm correct. Sweet, very cool. And he is taking on keep changing their names all the time, but I'm pretty sure this is Jesse and the J-Dog Jolteons, which he still has never changed, which of course probably should. Of all the teams that should probably change their name, it's that one. It's the worst team name in the league. Non-debatable. Yeah, but his logo is pretty fire. Fair. Fair enough. Alright. We have a Great Tusk here. We have a Torkoal. We have a Scovillain. We have a Paldean Tauros in the, I believe they call it the Aqua form. I don't remember what. He's got the Water Buffalo. He's got the Wigglytuff. And he's got the Cloth. Just, I can't wait till they have all the models in. Because just sitting here with this Cloth staring me in the face for the past few minutes getting ready to record has been mildly disturbing. Do not appreciate him staring at me like this. It's very uncomfortable. And we have, on Jesse's side, we have the Dunsparce. Worst evolution design ever, but I think that actually makes more sense. If they gave it something really cool to Dunsparce, just it would be stupid. It wouldn't make as much sense. So it makes sense that it's stupid, but it's still stupid. Rotom Frost, we have the Rabsca, we have the Knacklestack, and we have the Iron Jugulus with the Klefki. So we had, I think, oh yeah, which first three-way trade that's ever happened in NPBF history, but it's very interesting to see it. Jugulus is bouncing off. I believe Jugulus went to Ungabungas with Tyler. Yep, and then David got very, very interesting stuff. So very, very interesting stuff. Which, speaking of that thing, though, aside from Wigglytuff, it looks so good in this matchup right here. It looks terrifying. And Cloth is not particularly the bulkiest dude in the universe. He's not going to appreciate the Dark Pulses, and everything else here is getting nuked by flying moves. Yeah, that's a terrifying threat in this matchup. True. And of course, the Klefki can just set up screens, set that thing up for success. It's going to be a scary matchup. It's not looking great for Max here. But you also got, and you can't deny the power of Scovillain. Scovillain is such a monster. So let's see how this one pans out for him. Of course, we see the Torkoal lead makes the most sense. Don't like Jesse going immediately into the Jugulus to take all that damage. I think that was an Absorb Bulb. Okay. Interesting. Absorb Bulb. No. Nope, the Absorb Bulb is a type of held item introduced in Generation 5. It raises the holder's special attack when it is hit by a damaging water-type move. Interesting. Oh, okay. That would be interesting. That would make sense. So, Juggy goes down mad early. Klefki gets rocked. Scovillain's so good. Such a good mon. Jesus. It's so strong. Yeah, just blew through Klefki, blew through Jugulus, nuked through Knacklestack, and now, oh god. Ooh, that's enormous. I mean, yeah, his defense is up, and the Dunsparce is chunky, but oh no. Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. That only did 25%. I know he was a +2 at that point, but that only did 25. That's... At that point, you spam play rough, and you hope for the crit. Oh, no. The rattled came into play. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, that was genius. I when I saw that in prep, oh man, that was smart. Oh no. Yikes, dude. That's rough. Oh no. You know, I mean, you've already revealed the play rough. Why not just click it again there? With the pro synthesis boost, hope and pray that you get a crit at this point, and then maybe you could hope to come back. But oh man, yikes! Oh, I was hoping we would never see something of that sort. That's just depressing. Oh god, the Dunspar's putting in crazy work there. Jesus. I want it. You better provide it. I can't wait. That's going to be amazing. But wow, good on Jesse for taking the opportunity and getting the Dunsparce set up. The play rough miss obviously sucked. Would have put a lot of pressure on that Dunsparce to roost a lot more. Would have been able to potentially keep it pressured from being able to set up further. Unfortunately, just didn't pan out that way. And the Dunsparce claims 5 kills. Jesus. That's gross. That's genuinely disgusting. We can hope. We can hope. This thing's gonna live in Max's nightmares for a couple weeks, though, I'm sure. Yikes. Well, with that kind of craziness, who knows what else the rest of this week's gonna hold for us. Let's keep moving on to the next game, which is going to be, we have Deshawn and his Bridgeport Savalis taking on, this is David and the Denver Dondozos, I believe it is now. The Dondozos. Right? Yeah, like half the league changed their name. Me included. I did. And then we also had all the new people coming in as well. What a new gen hype. Gotta rock out with the new gen hype. True. If I win a title, I'm sticking with that name. That's all I'm saying. If I win the title, I'm sticking it. Yes, it wasn't really much of a problem for him. He was just like, that's okay, I'll just balance it out by getting the same amount of titles. It's fine. Alright, so we see a Honchkrow, a Hippowdon, a Cloyster, the golden boy himself, Goldango. We see a Chansey, and we see the goat himself, the secondary goat. He's second place now, unfortunately. He's been bumped down with Primate. And then we see on the other side, David brought the Sea Titan, Slowking, Luxray, the Orthworm, the Blaze form of Paldean Tauros, and we have the Frostmoth. So I'm kind of digging the snow kind of core that David's rocking with here. I think it's very interesting. It's such a good core. It is a really, really good core. I'm excited to see it in action. Deshawn, has the Golden Boy, though. Golden Boy Demon. Listen, I can't deny it. Primate's kind of crazy now. They gave that thing EV Light, and that was what he needed. That was what he needed. His biggest problem was he was too squishy. So all right, let's buff all of his defenses by 50%, and we'll see what happens. It's dangerous. It's pretty dangerous. I'm a huge fan of that. So let's see if it seems like Deshawn has the tools to get around the snow core here. So let's see if he's able to do that. The Lux Ray. Oh, not a good lead. Not a good lead situation. But I mean, Luxray is never going to do anything when Hippowdon exists. Oh my god, reading him like a book. Oh, yeah, that's solid. Yeah, that's shout out to Natural Cure. But no, that's still very annoying. But yeah, no, it's very interesting. Terra there, although I think it does work a lot for Frostmoth because its biggest issue is its typing being so weak to so many things. But being able to Terra out and then utilize ice scales to get set up in a lot of different ways, I think could be very interesting for it. Very underrated potential Terramon in a lot of matchups, I think. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Poor Earthworm. Poor Earthworm. God. Yeah. Yep. Now that he's given the Cloyster a defense boost, which I think is interesting. Oh no. Oh, and he goes into the Frostmoth here? Interesting. Okay. Didn't expect... Oh, for the... I hate Goldango so much. I hate Goldango so much for that. It's so disrespectful. He just shows up and says no to like everything. It's just so annoying. What a mon. What a creation. A legend. An absolute legend. Yeah, completely just ripping him apart. No snow, too. He's lost his snow. He's able to get the defog off, which is nice. Yeah. Oh no, he just went for it. He just raw dogged it. He just raw dog belly drum. What an absolute animal. There's no way. Oh my. Oh my god. I can assume. Yeah. Oh Lord Almighty. The belly drums to Titan sweep. He don't need the snow. He does not need the snow. He just goes. They should never have given this Mon Ice Shard. That's terrifying. That's disgusting. That is utterly appalling. It's despicable. Look at this. Just demon. He just belly drummed raw and just won. That was, yeah, that was the right play. That was the only thing that could have saved him there, is if he was able to get like some kind of status on the Titan with the Chansey on that turn, because that would have at least, because without the snow, like if you'd been able to get a para on it, it would have forced him to Ice Shard way more. And then Cloyster could have beaten it if he had Rock Blast. Yeah. And or like Cloyster could have come in after the Chansey goes down and it is able to beat over it with like a Rock Blast or something. Yikes, man. That's... See, Titan's so good. This mod's insane. I mean, I don't know. He didn't nearly have to hold his hand to this one. He just yeah, and the things that... I'm surprised that even with Eviolite, the Primate went down. Like, I would have think he would have maybe tanked one Ice Shard. He was at 85. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Let me double check. No, it was not a crit. See, Titan that busted? Well, I'm calculating this right now. I need to understand. Because that's insanity, dude. That's insane that just picked him off at pretty much full. Let's go plus 6. I mean, I don't know his full spread, but like if he's not HP invested on the Primate, yeah, no, Ice Shard does 96 to 114 if he's not HP invested. And even if he was max HP, it would have been a roll. That's mental. That's... What? Yeah, no, max HP Primate would take 78 to 92. Wow. Okay. So Titan's just that strong. He really does just do that. Alright. Yeah. It belly drums, it clicks buttons, and wins the game. Alright. Simple enough. Good on David for being able to pull off the Titan sweep without the snow. I think that's pretty solid. Good. It was he found the right situation. He clicked the button and he went for it and paid off. Good stuff. Well, Deshaun, rough match. You'll bounce back. That's what you do. So, oh my god, yeah, he was outplaying him turn after turn after turn. Just one turn went 150-50 went the wrong way, and it just completely steamrolled. Yikes. But oh wow. What a match. What a match. David picking up a nice solid 3-0 there off the Titan sweep. Next we are moving on. We're keeping Lagoon Squad rolling, and we have Tyler and his... Is it the Oakland Oonga Boongas or the Orlando Oonga Boongas? The Oonga Boongas taking on our multi-time 7,000-time champion, Rennie, and his Los Angeles Darkrise. We see a Rotom Fan. We see a Houndoom. We see Mimikyu. We see the Scizor. We see the Gastrodon, and we see the Espeon. I do love the little pose they put the Espeon in for the model here. Very, very good stuff. Yeah, they did a really good job. I'm down for it. I like it a lot. They gave a bunch of Mons a lot more personality, a little bit more pizzazz to them, which I think is cool. And we have the Glamora, which is no longer on his team going into week 3. The Iron Hands, also a Mon that he dropped, which I thought that was very interesting. It's very interesting decisions, for sure. Yeah, for sure. We also have the Skeledirge, got its model on here, looking fire as hell. We got the Low Kicks, we have the Slowbro, and we have the Dash Bun. Doxpun, whatever you want to call it. I think it works. It's a Dash Hound. It's a Dachshund. He's close enough to a Dachshund, I guess. He's a long boy. He's a long boy. Dachspun. Dachspun's more fun to say, but Dachspun is probably the most likely pronunciation. I can't wait till it shows up in the anime and then we're all somehow wrong. And then they say it some really weird way. Listen, Journeys, especially near the end, best battles in the franchise. Best battles in the franchise. Like, they could go in, like, top... Some of them could go, like, top 10 best animated fights of the year. Solid stuff. But, yeah. Understandable. Hey, perfect time to jump back on now that Ash is no longer be the protagonist. Solid. That's one way to do it. Boop the cat, and we see boop this cat. And we go ahead and watch this game, because I'm thinking this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I love low kicks, and I think low kicks looks really dangerous here. Tinted lens is stupid. Rennie has always had the balls to bring mons that have no business being where they are. Houndoom about a sweep. That's it. That's the early game prediction. Houndoom about a sweep. Doxpunch out here vibing against Gastrodon, making absolutely no progress. No progress in the game state whatsoever. We're all just sitting here watching two bulky things stare at each other menacingly. The Gastrodon had no thought. Yeah, that was kind of pathetic. I mean, Trailblaze is a weak move, but even still, I was expecting at least like 25. Well-baked body is so good. It's such a stupid ability. It shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be that good. But God, it's so good. I mean, I think it's better than Thermal Exchange because. Yeah, but don't you still take the damage? Really? Oh, okay, the prediction of the Houndoom was incorrect. Oh no. Is Espeon said, alright, they asked for a sweep? I got you. Yeah, no, this is looking... Oh, the crit! Oh, no. Phew! Wow. He just has to click. Oh, and he can Morning Sun for free. Oh, that's so dirty. Yep. I don't know if Iron Hands gets Bullet Punch. I actually don't think it does. Really? Oh. Yeah, but not every Paradoxmon has the same moves as its predecessors. Well, let's find out. Just ran through. Yeah, it Calm Mind and just beat over everything. And fun fact, Iron Hands does not get Bullet Punch. Interesting. Well, now you know. For the future. Don't tempt me. Although, listen, I was debating getting rid of Garganical, and fun fact, y'all, you will see over the Week 2 and Week 3 recaps, once those are both, you know, in your viewing pleasure. You guys will all see why I have now decided that Garganical cannot be dropped, ever. And it is one of the greatest Pokemon ever to exist. Garganical is one of the greatest mons to ever exist. Period. End of discussion. And you will all see it. Its true power soon. But Espeon is amazing, and picking up a big win there for Rennie. Me too. Honestly, Espeon just kind of, it feels like it's always recognized to be solid, but it always kind of sits in the background of the other evolutions, because a lot of the other ones were just more prevalent because they were used more for bulk and such, with the Umbreons and Vaporeons doing their bulky stuff, and Sylveon being insane. And, yeah, and Espeon just kind of hung out in the background, but Espeon getting some shine here, looking real snazzy. Now we move on to your game. Hey, look at that. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about this? Tell us a little bit about the matchup. Perfect. I've made that mistake several times myself, either not being in a good mood or being too tired to play, and I've played plenty of games in that state, and it has definitely cost me thoroughly, so I completely understand. Ting-Lu. Ting-Lu, the new Great Wall in my eyes. It's the stupidest Pokemon to face in the universe. It takes so little damage from everything. It's so stupid. I hate it. In DD, we have the Volcarona, we have the Crook, we have the Squawkabilly, this stupid hair. We have the Hawlucha against the Vaporeon, the Dunsparce, the Altaria making an appearance. Very cool. We got the Slitherwing, the Jolteon, and the Sylveon. The Eevee squad with their Cloud Friend and Bug Dragon thing. That should have been a Bug Dragon, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Yes. Like, when I was shiny hunting this thing and just looking at it over and over again, looking at all the ones spawn, I'm like, this is a giant bug with a draconic-looking tail sticking out of the back of it. And you're telling me this is a fighting type? You have a whole typing for this. You could have just put a dragon typing on it and said, there, have fun. But no, you didn't, Game Freak. You didn't. And you missed the ball. Just give the Bug Dragon already. It's fine. Just make it a thing. Still infuriates me. But Slitherwing is a beast. I love this mon a lot. I think it's hilarious that we have a Volcarona battle, past versus present. Very interesting. Fair. I mean, I'm never drafting a Rotom in the entirety of this generation, at least. Especially if they don't get all their stuff back, I'm not drafting a Rotom again, I'll tell you that much for sure. That's fair. He does need some help. He does need a lot of help. But maybe these EVs can help him to a victory in this one. We will see how this one pans out. I'm excited. We see the boy. Oh, yeah. Let us see what kind of a DD this is. Oh, dear Lord. That's depressing. That's a painful sight, not gonna lie. I feel that. Yeah. Oh, Psyche Terrain. Really? Squawkabilly's scary, man. Squawkabilly's nuts. Gotcha. Yeah. I hate those kind of situations. Those are the worst to deal with because like you know better. That was smart. That was very smart. Can't afford that. No, that was a good play. Making sure that he couldn't get behind it. Like worst case scenario, okay, you lose the Slitherwing, but you also just don't lose to Halucha. Yeah, exactly. Preventing yourself from losing. Good. Oh my. Alright, we see the Acro come out here. Acro comes out. Oh. Yeah, no, that's a tough one. That's a very tough one. That's a rough turn. Yeah, no, a lot of potential there. Unfortunate the way it turned out. That's a tough turn. Yikes. Yeah, choose that. Speaking of chewing, holy crap. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, definitely. Now Crook can just come in and yeah, man, that's rough. That's a rough game, man. I can't even fight that. That's tough. Mm-hmm. You definitely made it easier for him. Oof. Yeah, I definitely think so. It ended up going down way too soon, and it was very unfortunate. Yeah, well, it happens to the best of us. Yeah, Squawkabilly's so good. It's so much fun. I hate it. I hate the stupid Mon, but with Terra and stuff, and the abilities it has access to, it's very interesting. It's very solid Mon. Yeah. Definitely avoid it if you can, for sure. We've all been there. We've all played those games we shouldn't have, and this is a clear case of what can happen. So now we learned. We use this as a learning situation, guys, and don't make the same mistakes we have. Yeah, you'll bounce back, I'm sure. You always do. So no stress. Perfect. That's the best case scenario then. It was interesting doing the homework. There you go, guys. Do some homework. I'll quick scroll over the mons again so you can see the names. There you go. There you go. See that one right there? Yep. There you go. Right? Feel free to pause. Do your Googling. Go to the Google machine. Have fun. All right. You've seen all the names. You have no excuse now. Go check them out. I was concerned. I will admit I was very concerned. With that, though, we can move on to our next matchup, which is going to be the now recently returned creator of our wonderful, fantastic league, James, and his Memphis Brave Birds. So happy to have him back. Very, very cool to have him back. It just feels right. Against another newcomer in Floyd and his Baltimore Corviknights. And we see a Braviary. We see a Magneton. We see an Avalugg. Always love seeing an Avalugg. We see a Dusk Lycanroc. We see a Hatterene. And we see a Dragapult. Honestly, low-key, he was such a king last generation. He just doesn't feel as terrifying as he once did. Doesn't feel as amazing. I don't know. It just... the shine has worn off of Dragapult. Depends. I might still crucify you just for the fun of it, but... it was really good last gen. It carried me in a couple leagues, but... yeah. I always put in work. I don't know how it worked as well as it did. It just kind of existed and did well. Fast as fuck, boy. He zooms. He's a zoomer. Gudra. Yeah, that's fair. Can't argue that. Yeah. But not enough bulk for a Tinkaton. Tinkaton over here, rocking out. Also got the Dawn Fan. We got... we'll have to test. We'll see. We have a Dawn Fan. We have a Dondozo. The Mon that has gotten way too much hype this generation. Oh yeah, very much so. We have an Arcanine, we have a Rotom, and we have Venomoth. Very excited to see the Venomoth. I'm so happy this thing's back. First time it's been in a... fun fact, for anyone who doesn't know, and I have had to prove this right to people on multiple occasions because people have fought me on this, this is the first generation where Venonat and Venomoth have been in a regional Pokedex. Get this, since Generation 2. It has only been available with the National Dex in post-game for every generation since Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Nope. He did not make it into the regional decks in Gen 6, not in Gen 7, not in Gen 8, not in 5, 4, or 3. It has only been available in national decks. Yeah, but even still, I think that's it's nuts. It's nuts. When someone first told me, I ended up going back and checking, and I literally went to Cerebi and opened up the Pokedex page on every single regional dex on every single game, and sure enough, it was not present. It's crazy, and I think it's just cool, man. It's real cool. It's real cool for Venonat to finally get a new generation for him to actually show up in the main game. I think it's cool. So hopefully Venomoth will put in some work here for James. I think it'll be really interesting. I always been a huge fan of Venomoth, so time to see it do work. Dondozo looks pretty solid here if he can get past that Magneton. And that Gigaton Hammer, we're going to have to see how that crazy defense on Avalok is going to deal with that Gigaton. Because that Gigaton hits so stupid. Melt. Lycanroc would literally melt underneath its weight. Very interested to see. This is a very scary game, actually, thinking about it, because this thing just kind of does click Gigaton Hammer. If you can get rid of the Magneton, this thing kicks Gigaton every single time, and something's taking a crazy chunk. Let's see if that turns out to be the case. Interesting giving him the choice specs. Yeah, I do agree. I think maybe he was hoping to catch the Magneton on the switch in, perhaps, but did not pan out that way. Yeah, but I mean, getting rid of the Eviolite would have been good. Unfortunate, he's now trapped by the Magneton, and that's just unpleasant. So Tinkaton not going to be swinging that hammer. Unfortunate. I hate it on that mon, but I'm slowly coming around. I'm slowly coming around to it. It's growing on me steadily, like a fungus, but it's still growing on me. Ice Spinner, one of my favorite moves. Now all we need is a 100% accurate rock move that most rock types can learn, and then we'll be good. Because rock types stay getting shafted. Oh yeah. A good 100 accurate, I don't even care if it's 60 power. That would be better than every single move that they have missing constantly. And now my cat has decided to play Spider-Man on the back of my chair while I'm in it, which is very rude. Sir, are you good? He's struggling, and I don't know why he's struggling so hard. That is... Yeah, that was interesting. That was an interesting play. The Terra Steel, I was like, oh, I mean, he could receive, if he's not going to click the drill run again, you just clicked it every turn, but if he clicks at anything else, he'd be fine. Nope, that's not the case. Maybe he thought he was. I think the Lycanroc might have been choiced. No, he wasn't choiced. Yeah, maybe he missed the Life Orb damage, or he wasn't paying attention. That was just... Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. Yeah, definitely maybe he I think he predicted too much on that one. I think he had no reason to not click Drill Run. Maybe he just thought he'll just click the Excel Rock, he can get the Terra off and be fine. Which is was not the case. The Drill Run came out, popped the Venom off. Very depressing to see that. And yeah, no, I mean this is a case where a forfeit feels justifiable. Because I mean, there's what, 5 more turns maybe at most of just him alternating between like Ice Spinner and recovers eventually. There was pretty much nothing that the Don Ven could do at that point. Very unfortunate. But good win for Floyd here. Very good, solid win. Very good win. I mean, Avalugg putting in work in that game. He really put in work. Very, very big fan of Avalugg, and now that it has, very consistent, solid ice stab to go with its, solid offensive capabilities with body press and defensive capabilities with recover and stuff, I think it's a very interesting mon. Very, very interesting mon this generation. Understandable, because it seems like it's going to be a lot harder to break down, especially now with access to Terra as well. That's a big, scary beast to deal with. So, but as another game down, we have 2 more left. We are moving on to Jason and the Adelaide Arbolevas. Just kind of, at this point, it's a matter of guessing which Pokemon will have the Adelaide tag on it for each new generation. I think it's very cool that he chose Arboleva. I like Arboleva a lot. Design-wise, at least, it's a very fun mon. And we are taking on the boy Gav and his Armenian Armarouges with the mascot right over here, vibing. I do like Armarouge a lot. I've been using it a good bit, and it is crazy good. That's painful. That is super painful. Armarouge is a beast, man. Armarouge is so good. Fair. He's going to pair that Armarouge this week with a Dragalge, with a Baruxish, this ugly, horrible creature. I hate that this mon's back. I could have gone 5 generations without this being in the regional decks. I'm just saying. That would be... Listen, it wouldn't even be that hard. No one would realize the difference. We have the Serena. We have the King Gambit, the evolution that no one asked for and everyone appreciates to an extent. And the Palafin against the basic Paldean Tauros, the Leafeon, the Blissey, the Iron Shreds, the Noivern, and the Rotom Wash. Very interesting setup here. Looking pretty solid overall. I'm not really seeing anything that stands out too crazy here. Seems like a pretty even matchup. Let's just get into it, man. Let's rock and see what happens. Noivern out front. The good Dragalge. See the Assault Vest Dragalge. Nice. Good. Yeah. Very. Oh, that was something. That was definitely something. The Serena was right there. All the switches. They're switching all over the place. The Trop Kick, very cool. I feel like you never see people run Trop Kick, and I feel like it's super underrated. Especially if you're like running a bulkier Serena set, like it's a smart call. Air Slash doing the Lord's work and removing that demon from existence, and then we see the goat. It's a demon. This absolute demon getting the freeze on a Rotom. That's so mean. All Might's so good. Just smash that Rotom to hell and back. Jesus. Oh yeah. Very, very huge. Yeah. Woo! My lord. And then Palafin just says no. Stop it. That's so much damage. Jesus. That had to be at least potentially banded, I think. Because, like, Palafin's just so fat. Yeah, really good call. Right? That's funny. Decimated it. He chews that, Ice Punch, takes out the Noivern. They're just traded back and forth. That's so interesting to see. Oh, he comes in. You fools, you have taken out my comrades. I think it's interesting that the game says, yeah, Sucker Punch will work. We just know that he's attacking from inside the ice block. We just know. I think that's hilarious. But, man, yeah, the Supreme Overlord coming in clutch with the SD allowing it to pop through those last 2 mons. King Gambit looking mighty spicy. Honestly, no, it didn't. The Swords Dance was excellent. Yeah, because Supreme Overlord, it's like a 1.1 times boost. It gets an extra 0.1 for each mon down. So yeah, so you came in with a free choice band. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty solid. Probably could have just cleaned up for free right there. Good stuff though. Good stuff. King Gambit looking spicy, looking real spicy. Love that. Good win for Gav. Very hard fought back and forth game. That was really, really solid to watch. Just things dying left and right, everything just dropping like flies. It was really cool. Seeing Palafin do work, seeing King Gambit clean up, seeing the Terra Ground Leafeon. What a good game. What a good game. We love those. Now let's move on to our final game of this week. One that I'm sure all have been looking forward to. It is myself and the Rage Fist Annihilates taking on Anthony and his Chicago Blizzards. A very exciting game, for sure. A very exciting game. We have the Bronzong, the Talonflame, the Sableye, the Clodsire, the Pawmot, and the Iron Bundle, this demon, against the Garganical, the Screamtail, the Kilowattrel, the Flamigo, the Revavroom, and the Lurantis. Very, very interesting matchup here. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen here? I mean, there's an Iron Bundle right there. There's potential Unaware Clodsire. I don't know. It's a tough matchup to break through here. I don't know. It's looking. I mean, these first 4 mons are all super effective on it. Yeah. Giving it a hard time. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be tough. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna lead with Garg, as he's gonna lead with the Bronzong. I'm just gonna Salt Cure it. Yep. 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 It don't even matter. It don't even matter. Plus 6. We're just going all the way. And the Purifying Salt. Get the Salt Cure on him just to make sure that I can get the 2 KO. Just to put him in range. Range has been acquired. Oh yeah, absolutely. You would think it did. You would think it did. But all it did was keep my Garganical from eating his snacks. Because my Garganical had a snack prepared just for that particular instance. I did indeed have the Pasho Berry. Even a Choice Specs Hydro Pump from a Iron Bundle was doing at most like 56 to my Garganical. So he clicks the Hydro Pump. I eat my snacks. I click the body press, and it gets deleted. And then, especially in this situation, I'm at plus 6. He needs a crit. He needs to get a crit. Garganical is stupid. Garganical is just dumb. It just needs one opening. One singular opening. If you can get that one single opening, and you click Iron Defense, you just win. That's it. That's just it. Garganical just says no to everything and just wins the game. It's so crazy. It's ridiculous. I love it. Yeah, I love Garganical. It's so good. I was really debating on it. And then this game happened, and then I was like, all right, maybe Garganical has to stick around. Very much turned the tides for that one, but yeah. So we get a 6-0 there. Garganical gets 6 kills, which is very sweet. Love that. Bouncing back from the not getting a single one and just dying last week, so we take those. And yeah, Garganical's looking mighty spicy, climbing that kill leaderboard real fast, like for now. But that is going to be it for the battles for this week. Let's take a look at the dock and see where things are shaping up. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the kill leaderboard as of the end of week number 2. And after a couple big sweeps this week, we have a lot of moving and shaking up here. A lot going on. So, top on the board, after an insane 6-kill cleanup, we have C Titan from the Denver Dondozos with 7 kills and 0 deaths. This thing has been untouchable. It came out and it just went ham this week. Absurd performance. Very standout performance. Will it be able to keep up with that kind of performance? We'll have to see. I'm intrigued though with that snow core and just seeing what it can do outside of snow. Very interested. Very intrigued by Titan. Then we have Crocodile from the Auckland Ambipoms. I have to keep reminding myself what the town name is for his team. With 6 kills and 0 deaths between the 2 weeks, going hard. You know, he seems to have this trend of having one Mon that just doesn't die, but always claims like 3 or 4 kills a week. He always has this trend every season. So I guess Crocodile is going to be his new Milotic this season, which that's disgusting to think about. It feels good to not have Milotic in a generation for once. Then again, he has Tinglu, so that's pretty much about the same thing, but honestly, probably worse. I would think Tinglu's slightly worse in some situations. But then we see third place. We have a tie between myself, the Rage Fist Annihilates, and my Garganical, and Jason's Adelaide Arboliva's having their Iron Shreds. Both 6-1 with a +5 differential. Garg, after a crazy sweep this week, just it's set up, and there was nothing Anthony could do about it. Sent his whole team packing. And yeah, Garg put in some work by just existing. He just stood there, he got big, and he just said no. Gotta love it. And Iron Shreds, proving how strong of a Mon it is an absolute beast. Such a strong Mon. Hits like a truck. Really good speed stat. Good offensive and defensive type. Iron Shreds is really solid. It's easily the best steel ground type we've ever had. Which isn't saying too much, but still. It's utilizing that typing way better than any Mon has ever even attempted to, which I think is very cool to see. So, good for Iron Shreds putting in some serious work. And now we have a tie that goes right in the middle of where we're at. On my side of the board, we have the Dunsparce from the Jolteons, 5 kills, 0 deaths. And over on your side of the board, Alex, what do we got? All right, nice, solid. We'll let you guys determine which one that is for yourselves. But yeah, seeing the Dunsparce up here is something I would have bet money would not be the case. But here we are. Here we are. We are in this situation now. This is a thing. Absolutely. No, it never has. I mean, the ability to Terra definitely helps a lot in this scenario. Having access to being able to remove its biggest weakness being the fact that it is an ice and bug type, which is easily the worst type combination ever to exist defensively. It rivals I think Grass Dark is technically the one that's the worst. It certainly rivals it. At least Masquerada has proteins, so I guess it's something. But Frostmoth, now that it can remove its typing, it's looking pretty solid. And he was able to claim 4 kills on it, which is a very, very solid performance for a Frostmoth. So, I mean, we'll take it. Yeah. King Gambit is a monster. King Gambit is really, really good. I'm just blown away at, like, the fact that they looked at him on, like, Bisharp. That was already a really, really solid Pokemon. And then they said, well, you know what this Mon needs? To get bigger and more powerful and scarier. Like, of all the Mons in history that like you can look over, like, yeah, okay, there's some Mons, yeah, they definitely always needed an evolution, and I'm so glad. just put the patch out that says Alomomola is an evolution of Luvdisc. I don't know how that doesn't make. How did your designers make this? Yeah, the designers at Game Freak said, here is a Alomomola. This is a completely unique Pokemon. We've never had any pink heart-shaped looking fish that's ever existed ever. That totally has no ties to this. Yeah, that still blows my mind. But like they've been given some evolutions to things that needed it. You know, Stantler needed an evolution really badly. Boom, we got Weirdeer in Legends. They needed to finally give an evolution to Dunsparce. The Dunsparce exists now. Yeah. Girafarig needed something. Everyone wanted it for ages. We got Farigiraf. Primeape, one of the greatest Mons ever designed. Could have used a little bit of a glow up. We got Annihilate. Now the greatest Mon ever designed, in my opinion. And Bisharp was not on the list. Bisharp, sick design, powerful Mon. Why did we do this? Why did we create this abomination? Who do I gotta talk to get it removed? Who do I have to talk to? How much do I have to pay them to delete this mod from existence, please? Thank you. I just need that information. Game Freak, we'll have a discussion. We're gonna have a talk. A lot of ties in this early season, as per usual, as per the trend. You know, a lot of Mons getting rolling. Some Mons getting them surprise sweeps early on. Cruising onto the list. You know who you are. The Dunsparce. Most certainly not. I would be surprised if it does. If Jesse's able to keep Dunsparce on the kill leaders list for like more than like 3 weeks, I'll be blown away. This is almost a challenge. This is a challenge. If you can pull it off, if you can make it happen, I'll be impressed. But a lot of Mons up here that just kind of makes sense. Got some good representation from some Paradox Mons, some good solid evolutions, some really powerful Pokemon from this generation, and a newly provided Eviolite threat on top of it all. I think it's a really, really solid set of Mons up here. I'm very interested to see how many of them will hold on to their spots going forward. But with that, I think it's time we take a look at what next week's matchups are looking like for the league. Alright, going to go over the next week's matchups. We have some more cross-conference matches this week taking place. We have, first off, the Adelaide Arbolevas taking on the Rage Fist Annihilators, myself versus Jason. Looking like a really solid matchup. Some really, really big threats in the higher tiers, the Iron Shreds and the Garganical taking each other on. Going to be interesting to see if the Garg is going to be able to deal with a lot of those, hardcore threats really well, or if the Iron Shreds is going to be able to beat over it. They're currently tied on the kill leaderboard, so I think it's very interesting that those two Mons are taking each other on this week. Very interested to see how that one plays out. Next, we have the Greenwich Giratinas taking on the Unga Bungas. I will eventually figure out what city they are from. I believe it's Orlando, the Orlando Unga Bungas, but I could be incorrect. I could probably just check, honestly. I think we put it on the doc. The Oakland Unga Bungas. I was right initially. Okay. It is the Oakland Unga Bungas taking on the Giratinas. Tyler has been putting in some solid performances so far, and Alex is always a top-tier competitor, so it's going to be interesting to see these two clash. With the recent three-way trade getting Tyler the Iron Jugulus, as well as him dropping the Iron Hands for the Meowscarada. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out against the evolutions on the Giratina's team. Very interested to see that matchup. It's going to be a very fun one for sure. Then we have Eric and the East Coast Age Slashers after getting a week off due to the situations with James and the Magikarps taking on, still says the Victinis. We forgot to change that. But it's the Armenian Armor Rouges from Gav. Gav has been putting in some solid performances thus far, so I'm very interested to see if Gav will be able to put in another solid performance against Eric this week. Eric will be able to come through after an extra week off with a solid performance to take out Gav. Then we have the Atlanta Talonflames taking on the Auckland Ambipoms. Liam against Max here. Max had a rough matchup this week, but he showed a lot of good stuff in that one so far, and he's played really well thus far. I've seen him in D-League for a while as well, and he put in a lot of work down there. So very interested to see how this matchup plays out against Liam. Liam has been a top-tier competitor here for several seasons, so it'd be very interesting to see this one play out. I like seeing some of the D-League guys take on some of our long-standing top guys up here, just to see how they stack up to the competition. We have a match that's going to be on hold for a bit. Still waiting on further word on this. We have the Baltimore Corviknights taking on the Myrtle Magikarps. James is still out of commission as of now. We're actually recording this near the end of week 3, so he's still out of commission. So we're going to keep these matches on hold until we have word otherwise. We'll see what happens with that. We have the Los Angeles Darkrais taking on the Bridgeport Silvalis. Deshaun and Rennie are two guys that I would personally consider as some of the better guys here competitively. They are both incredibly solid competitors. They have always been solid. Rennie has won his fair share of titles. Deshaun has been a constant threat in the upper echelon of the league. So seeing these two clash here is going to be a very, very solid one for sure. Then we have James, our fearless founder, taking on Anthony and his Chicago Blizzards. Anthony has been on vacation for a bit, and he also kind of, after a rough week this past week, hopefully he'll be able to bounce back here. James has been putting in some solid performances as well upon his return, so it's going to be very fun to see how this one plays out. Always good to see some more top-tier competitors taking each other on. It's hard to label anyone as not a top-tier competitor around here because everyone has been really solid for several seasons in a row now. So it's very, very fun, seeing some top-level competitive content on a regular basis here. It's been great. But yeah, two very solid teams, very solid matchup. Going to be a fun one for sure. And last but not least, we have the J-Dog Jolteons taking on the Denver Dondozo, a Goon Squad Civil War, ladies and gentlemen. very interesting to see this one. We'll see Titan be able to pull off another crazy sweep, or will the Jolteons be able to apply enough pressure to keep that whale in check? Both teams are really, really good. Very, very big fan of some of the mons running around here. I mean, the Jolteons have, my Gen 9 starter Quaquaval out here. Or Quaquaval, if you want to call it that. I think that sounds a little cooler. But, yeah, very, very solid mon. So Quaquaval is looking really, really good in this matchup. Very interested to see if it will be able to put in some work. But that is it for our next week's matchups and for our Week 2 recap. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you have not already for hopefully consistently weekly competitive Pokemon content over here on the NPBF, because we like to keep you guys updated on the league as much as we enjoy participating in it, because this league has grown so much over the past several years in quality and skill level. That has been a lot of fun to see, and now that we are in a new generation, once again, it has been really cool to see all the coaches get used to this new format and put in some serious work. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, my name is Jeff, and for Alex, we are heading out. Peace.